Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania comes out this Friday, officially kicking off this comic book movie season. And it is a pretty big one that we got going on here. So, Zach, we're going to quickly go through what's coming out this year and give our brief thoughts. And then let's talk about what we think is going to be the biggest movie, the least successful movie, the best movie, the worst movie. Starting with this Friday, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania coming out February 17th. I'm excited for this movie. The reviews coming out have been more divisive than I wanted them to be. It's at a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes currently. But the one thing that this movie has to do, that I want this movie to do, that across the board reviews say it sounds like it does, is introduce us to Kang. Make us care about Kang. Make him be a threat worthy after Thanos. And it sounds like they're doing that. So my excitement levels have dipped a bit going into this one, but I'm still pretty excited to see it. What are your thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp currently?
I'm pretty pumped, man. I mean, I enjoyed both Ant-Man movies. Ant-Man and the Wasp was perfect filler after Avengers Infinity War. It was the pick-me-up that we needed after the depression that Feige put us through.
Depression.
But yeah, after hearing reviews of how great Jonathan Majors is as Kang, which should not be a surprise because this guy is
phenomenal.
I discovered him in Defy Bloods, I want to say, during the pandemic, and he has knocked it out of the park every single time. So can't wait to see what else he does. I can't wait to see him in this universe, be the big baddie. I'm sure he's going to be super captivating. This movie should automatically be better than Eternals just based on the characters.
That's good. That's a good point. All right, going on March 17th, we get Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Yes.
I'm finding it hard to get excited for this one. I like Shazam. Like, I really enjoyed that first movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. It definitely looks like they're going bigger with the sequel. That doesn't always necessarily mean better. They're really playing into the family aspect of Shazam, which at the moment, I don't really care about those characters. They kind of came in last second of the last movie, so there's not really much for me to get invested in them right now. Some of the action looked cool, but I'm just not really feeling the hype for this movie at the moment. What are your thoughts on Shazam! Fury of the Gods?
I mean, I really liked the first Shazam movie. I thought it was a ton of fun when it first came out. I remember seeing it in the theaters, and I remember people loving it. But this one, I mean, with the Flash apparently resetting the whole DCEU, it's kind of hard for me to get invested in it. Kind of like it was hard for me to get invested in Black Adam, and I was really excited to see that. But then when all the changes came about, I was like, why do I need to care about this? You know, what ramifications is it going to have? But I'm sure it'll be fun enough as a standalone. I think Zachary Levi is great, and I saw Rachel Zegler on the poster, so that's worth the price of admission alone. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, then we move on to May 5th, and we get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Very hyped on this one.
Yes, we do.
I'm very hyped on this one. James Gunn has been on a roll lately over at DC, doing like Peacemaker, The Suicide Squad. Over at Marvel, the Guardians Holiday Special was fantastic. I loved that thing. If they're bringing that level of care and writing to this one, being the finale of the franchise, I'm really looking forward to seeing what James Gunn has to wrap this story up with. My only hesitation is with the Gamora character, because she died in Infinity War, and then they briefly brought the multiverse Gamora into Endgame, and then she kind of like went away and we didn't know where she was, and now in the trailer she's just kind of there. I feel like that's a lot to do in a final movie with a character that technically is new, doesn't know these Guardians. That's my only hesitation with the movie thus far, but other than that, really excited for this.
So I'm going to jump the James Gunn real quick and say that this is the highest grossing comic book movie of the year, just because.
Wow.
Yeah, and let me tell you why. Because so many people loved the Guardians movies to pieces, and they want to see how this saga ends. Every single time you see a big finale like this of a beloved property, everybody's going to want to see how it wraps up. So I think it's only fitting that James Gunn's farewell to the MCU, arguably what made him the household name that he is today, it's only fitting. It's only fitting. Now, am I emotionally ready to see it? Absolutely not. Am I ready to sit there and see Drax the Destroyer and or Rocket die on screen? Probably not. Rocket's my favorite character of the bunch too, so don't do that to me. I think it's gonna be great, man. I'm expecting to see it multiple times. I'm expecting this to be freaking phenomenal. And don't forget about Peacemaker also. You were talking about how he's been on a roll. Suicide Squad holiday special. Don't forget Peacemaker in there.
Yeah, Peacemaker. Oh, okay.
It's
Peacemaker,
a great show. It's a great freaking show, and I can't wait for a season 2. Hopefully we get a season 2. He didn't say anything about it, but yeah, this is number one for me
for now. But
yeah, this is Guardians 3. If I had to pick one, it's my most anticipated movie of the year.
Nice, man.
So
man, it's mine too, but honestly, The Flash is fighting for it after that trailer. All right, June 2nd, we get Across the Spider-Verse. I really enjoyed Into the Spider-Verse. Like, some people have it as their favorite Spider-Man movie. People love it. I'm not quite there, but I do really enjoy it. I think it had great humor, great story, great characters. The gimmick, or whatever you want to call it, of all these multiversal Spider-Man in this one doesn't really get me that excited, but the characters of Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, seeing them again, that's what gets me looking forward to seeing what they do with Across the Spider-Verse. So I'm looking forward to this one. What do you think of Across the Spider-Verse, man?
Oh man, I'm pumped. I mean, I remember seeing like the trailer in my local movie theater repeatedly when it was originally titled Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. So
right.
Yeah, no, and thank God that they switched up the title for this, because it's like, okay, it's a little bit more unpredictability in how this movie's going to end, mainly because you put Part 1 at the end of it and you automatically know that there's going to be a cliffhanger. I'm looking at you, Mission Impossible 7. Is it Mission Impossible 7?
Yes.
I think it is. Yeah.
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah, that just gives away there's going to be a cliffhanger, but no, I really loved Into the Spider-Verse. I wouldn't say it's better than Spider-Man 2 or No Way Home, even the first original Raimi Spider-Man, just because I grew up with those things. But
yeah,
I mean, I think it's going to be really good. I think it's got potential to nab another Best Animated Feature award. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if the Oscars agree.
All right. Then, like 2 weeks later, we got on June 16th, The Flash. Now, we talked a little bit about this in the last segment, but just like to quickly reiterate our thoughts, super excited for this. Was really looking forward to it before the trailer, just hearing everything that was involved in it. But after seeing it on the trailer, Michael Keaton, Zod from Man of Steel, Supergirl, all that stuff, the action, the story looks really compelling to me. This jumped up a bunch of notches on my excitement level. I'm currently like jumping out of my seat, excited for The Flash. I cannot wait to see this on June 16th. Where are your excitement levels at for this one?
I'm glad that your excitement level's at a 10, because I'm still, after even just watching the trailer, I'm sitting at like a 7 tops, just because
That's
I know,
good.
just because, again, it's a similar idea, and I know I'm going to sound like I'm beating a dead horse and everything like that, but again, it's the DC universe, like, jumping the James Gunn once again on an MCU idea that has worked in the past, when it took the MCU like at least a decade to get to the multiverse, and here the DCEU is like coming up on a decade, and they're like, yeah, I don't know, man. It just feels rushed to me, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. I'm excited to see Michael Keaton come back into the Batman cowl. It'll be interesting to see how he does.
Yeah, he looks great. You have the Marvels.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
I like Captain Marvel. Don't love it. Don't hate it. I don't even hate Brie Larson. I think she's fine in the movie. The most excited thing that I have for the Marvels is Kamala Khan. I loved Miss Marvel. I'm so looking forward to seeing her character again, mixing with Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau. I'm curious to see how that dynamic plays out. As far as excitement goes, it's not very high. It's more curiosity. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be there day one. How are you feeling about the Marvels right now?
See, that's who I'm excited to see, is Tiana Paris on the big screen, just because she was such a show stealer in WandaVision. So It's gonna be. She's such a badass, man. I can't wait to see what she does with Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers in this universe. In terms of excitement level, Captain Marvel, the first one, wasn't really all that great to me, but they have upped their game by bringing in Nia DaCosta as the director, and she brought us the Candyman remake a couple of years ago, which I thought was great. So I think it's really, really awesome to see her get the nod here, and it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun.
All right, moving on. We got August 17th. We get Seth Rogen's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I'm a big Turtles fan. I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There hasn't really been anything that I've enjoyed in my or felt like I could enjoy in my adult life. It's based off a comic book. It counts. So my excitement level isn't super high. This one's also curiosity. I'm just really curious to see what Seth Rogen's vision of the Turtles are. And I'm hoping it can skew a little bit more into an adult territory than some of the other properties do. Even though I know it's technically a kid's property, there's still people that grew up with it that are adults now that I think you can service. So based on your face, man, I can tell you're pumped for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What is it called? Mutant Mayhem.
Next.
August 18th, we've got Blue Beetle. This one's really interesting for me because I know nothing about this character. Like, not a thing. Besides, like, little things I've heard here and there. I like the actor. I'm going to butcher his name if I try to say it, but he's from Cobra Kai. He plays Miguel.
Zolo Maridueña.
Thank you. Thank you. Zach does it, so I don't have to butcher it. Yeah, no, he's great in Cobra Kai. I really enjoy him as an actor. I'm super excited to see him get this role. You know he can do choreography very well based on his Cobra Kai training. It's also very interesting that this was an HBO Max movie, just like Batgirl was. And when looking at it, David Zaslav, the new head of Warner Brothers, canned Batgirl, but moved this one to a theatrical release.
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, is it still HBO Max or no? Because last I checked, it's coming to theaters.
Yep, they moved it to it. It was supposed to be a TV movie. Now it's a theatrical release. So that gets me a little bit like even more curious of what they have with this movie. It looks like it could be really cool. So I'm definitely intrigued on this one. Where are you sitting at with this?
I'm pumped just to see this actor come into the comic book realm because we did get the sad news that Cobra Kai is ending after season 6. This dude is going to get a lot more work. I'm hoping everybody else from Cobra Kai gets a lot more work, but I mean, this is his first step, and his ceiling is so incredibly high as a talent. I cannot say enough good things about this actor who's played Miguel for a few years. He is so likable in that show. Like, it's so easy to get behind him. You feel sympathy when you're supposed to. I'm curious to see the fight choreography and if he's going to bring some of that martial arts aspect to this. Because I don't think Blue Beetle would be a martial arts type character, but it remains to be seen. I'm compelled.
Yeah, me too, man. Then we wait a little bit, but we go to October 6th and we get Kraven the Hunter. I have no faith in this. Just point blank. Morbius killed any faith. I didn't even like the Venom movies really. The first Venom movie, I don't like. Let's Be Carnage was fun. I enjoyed that one. Morbius killed any other anticipation I had for Sony movies. They have to win me back with this one, but at the moment, I don't have any faith. I'm not excited. I'm just neutral on it. I don't care. Where are you at, man?
So you kind of know where this is heading. Kraven the Hunter is a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Kraven the Hunter is played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is a certified badass and a great actor. This is the same studio that brought you Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and the one and only Morbius. What do all those two movies have in common, despite the fact that they're all pieces of hot garbage? They should have been rated R, right? Every single one of them.
They could have been, yeah.
Kraven the Hunter sounds like a character that should be rated R. And if they do that, then they'll prove me wrong. And that movie will be freaking awesome. And that movie will be badass. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because This studio has proven that they do not have the balls to make a rated R comic book movie. When rated R comic book movies have made so much money for studios in the past. Deadpool, Deadpool 2, Logan, all raked in so much coin at the box office. There is no reason why Venom should not have been rated R. And I've said that so many times. Same concept. No reason why Morbius shouldn't have been rated R. But alas, they got Jared Leto and his fake method acting BS to go onto the set and be like, "Oh yeah, it's Morbin time now. We're gonna be I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but my point being, Kraven the Hunter will probably be on my worst movies of the year. And those of you who don't believe me, beginning of last year, I said that Morbius was going to be on my worst of the year. Came in at number 3. So I hate saying it, man, because Aaron Taylor Johnson is great, but I have absolutely zero faith in this. If I could give this movie a negative rating for like whatchamacallit, anticipation, I'm losing it. But yeah, I know I'm gonna hate this, and you should probably all hate this too.
All right, and our final movie of the year, Aquaman 2, on December 25th, Christmas Day. I had fun with the first Aquaman, but I haven't revisited it. I'm not super excited for this. I don't really know actually what to say about it too. I think it has a lot of things going against it. Specifically, Amber Heard is probably going to be a big plague on this movie.
And I'll tell you this much, Zach. I love that first Aquaman movie too. I think Jason Momoa is such a badass. I think there's so much talent in this movie. James Wan, freaking awesome director. But as long as that actress is in this movie, I am not going to go see it. I'm not going to go review it.
I think a lot of people share your sentiments. I think it's going to hurt the box office quite a bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So everybody tell the box office that we don't want to see her anymore.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Zach, those are the 10 comic book movies that we have coming out this year. So what do you think? First of all, what is your most excited, or what is your most anticipated? What is your least anticipated? And then what do you think will win the box office, and what do you think will do the worst at the box office?
Oh man, I think you could guess by my reactions this whole time, my friend. But Guardians 3, I think, is going to be the best of the best. And Kraven the Hunter is just going to be thrown into the dumpster that I call the Walmart $7 bin.
Yep, I can see that.
Anyway.
What do you think will be the number one comic book movie in the box office, and what do you think will be the least in the box office?
Same response. Guardians and Kraven the Hunter.
All right, fair enough. All right, for me, my most excited is honestly, it's become the Flash.
Wow.
It's become the Flash. I didn't expect to say that this early in the year, because Guardians of the Galaxy is my number one most anticipated on my most anticipated list of 2023. But if you told me right now, you can walk into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or you can walk into The Flash, I'm beelining it for The Flash, just after seeing that trailer. It's just completely changed my excitement levels to an 11. It's crazy. My least excited, man, I'm the same as you. It's Kraven the Hunter. I just have no excitement for that whatsoever. If they said that movie was canceled, I wouldn't bat an eye.
Man.
As far as what I think will be the box office winner, that's actually kind of tough. Because Aquaman made $1 billion last year. It did. Aquaman hit $1 billion when it came out. I think 2018 it came out.
2018, yep.
Yeah. So that's a $1 billion franchise.
Let's see.
But I do think the box office is going to be hurt.
Crap.
Yeah. It did. Yeah, $1 billion.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, so I wouldn't I wouldn't put it past that to make another $1 billion, but I do think Amber Heard's appearance in it is gonna hurt the film. I don't think it's gonna hit $1 billion. I think it'll get close. I think it'll round out like 800, maybe 900, but I don't know if it's gonna hit $1 billion. I honestly, I have.
I don't think it reaches half of $1 billion.
You don't think it reaches half $1 billion? I think it'll at
No.
least make 500 million. I think it'll at least make 500 million. Okay, so honestly, I'm gonna say The Flash. I think if okay, we're
All
also
right.
basing this on like thinking these are gonna be good. I think The Flash could make 1 billion. I think it's got the nostalgia with the Keaton. I've seen a lot of people jazzed over that trailer. Maybe not so much you, but I've seen it around on
Yeah.
YouTube. I watched a lot of trailer reactions this past
Notice
week.
how Zach called him the Keaton.
The Keaton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
He's the Keaton.
I think there's going to be some Man of Steel fans that are going to be excited to see Zod come back. And I think the curiosity of what this does for the DCEU, I think that's gonna drive the box office. And if this is one of the greatest superhero movies, like James Gunn is saying, I think you'll get a lot of repeat viewings if people come out happy and excited. I think The Flash.
You know how fan bases work, though. Sorry to cut you off. Like every one of those Man of Steel fans that are going to be pumped to see Zod are going to be pissed off that Henry Cavill isn't in there with him.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's like, make up your mind. You know, like that's what I say to those fans who are like so excited about The Flash, but are still like incredibly livid that James Gunn did not keep Cavill in the fold. Like, you can't have it both ways. You know, it's like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, basically.
Yeah,
but
no, that's fair. And then this might shock you, but I'll tell you my reasons why I think this will be the lowest in the box office this year, and that's Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that mainly because it's like a lesser known name and everything.
It's a lesser known name, and we've just seen the results of Black Adam, who had Dwayne Johnson in it. It did not even if you depending on who you believe, it does not look like it broke even. It topped out at about $392 million. And I still think Blue Beetle is coming out at a time where the general audience doesn't have much faith in the DC movies. And I think that also hurt Black Adam.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a weaker box office for Blue Beetle. That could change once the trailer comes out. Maybe people get jazzed. Maybe it looks awesome. But the fact that this is also a TV movie that's now going theatrical, depending on how much more budget they added to it,
it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate, man. And I'll leave you with this. I really like. I don't want to say Black Adam was good, but it
was fun.
It's fun. Exactly. It's harmless action, and I liked that Dwayne Johnson was taking on a part that was so unlike his charismatic self. Not to say that the story was like all that fantastic, but at least it's not a Fast and Furious movie, and The Rock is aware of that. So
that's very true.
Anyway.
All right, guys. What do you guys think of this lineup for the comic book movies this year? What are you most excited for? What are you least excited for? And what do you think is going to win the box office of 2023? Comment down below. Let us know all your thoughts and opinions. And let's take a look at what you guys are saying.